Where are we off to today?
Mountain Sugarloaf.
Yeah, where is it?
Wales.
Yeah, whereabouts in Wales?
I only know that it's in Wales.
Oh, right. And you're not coming, are you?
No.
Why?
Same with mine.
Yeah, you're too small to climb mountains, aren't you?
I can climb you.
Ah. Clip her around the ear hole, being cheeky. Folks, a very good morning to you. Cotley Kayaker here. Just leaving Lincolnshire. Me and Jack are off to the lovely Brecon Beacons in Wales, Abergavenny. It's about 4 hours 20 minutes from here, and we're going to set up camp, and tomorrow we're off to climb a mountain called Sugarloaf Mountain. So it should be a bit easier than our last climb of Ben Nevis, I hope. So we're going to set off, and I'll catch up with you in about 4.5 hours. Just arrived. It is 3:20, and we've just got our pitch. Let me spin the camera around. That's our view for the next couple of days. We're staying at a campsite that I can't even really pronounce, but it's in Abergavenny. Short drive to a car park which is at the base of Sugarloaf Mountain, and that's where we're going to be early tomorrow morning. I think we're going to have the weather on our side this weekend. It's going to be stunning by all accounts. If anything, probably a little bit too hot than we would want, but it's fine. So we're gonna set up the tent, get organised, and going to have a walk down to the river Usk. But first, a cup of coffee. No, first of all, a beer. Set the tent up. On my head, on my head. Ah, useless. Right, so there we are, tent up. It's the Van Gogh Scarfield 500, I think. Oh no, 200. Cracking little tent for what I paid for it, and really, I mean, this withstand real heavy winds in Scotland. It was blowing the tent off the ground with both of us in it. So there's home for the next couple of nights. That's you're sleeping on the right there, Jack. I'm on the left. Right. So yeah, cracking little tent. Right, we're going to have a walk down to the river and see if we can see any fishermen. Catch you later. Come on then. So as we've been walking along the banks of the river Usk, a couple of things, well really one thing has sprung to mind. It's such a really beautiful location here, really stunning, very peaceful, no properties really around here, so wild camping springs to mind. And I've just looked at that for potential place to pitch a tent. Kayaking really is a no-no, because you've got sort of gentle stretches of river, and then all of a sudden it becomes very shallow and quite fast flowing, and I mean really shallow, sort of just past the ankles. But the stretches of calm water really are not sort of long enough to kayak. But I've also been looking over there as a possible wild camping place, because it's so shallow here. I think you could probably put a pair of Wellingtons on and just sort of wade, you know, across there and perch yourself on that kind of little island somewhere. I'm talking about winter time, coming back winter time. I think that would be a good place to spend a couple of nights. The other thing is, if anybody knows, let me know in the comments, because there are some really good areas here to wild camp, but the ground is really rocky, so it's impossible really to put a tent, pitch a tent. So I'm kind of wondering if there's any way, you know, you can't put a hammock, there's nowhere to put a hammock, but I wonder if there was another option really to spend a night on really rocky ground. I can't think of anything, but some kind of shelter that lends itself to rocky ground, and then maybe a you know, a proper sort of camp bed would work. Let me just sort of show you what I mean by rocky ground. So quite clearly it's pitching a tent here is a no-no, that ain't gonna happen. But it's such a lovely location, there's got to be a way of spending the night here in reasonable comfort, you know, because it's great to have a little fire, there's no problem, no houses around, no farms, nothing. Is very kind of remote, although I know that there are fishermen here, but you know, just to perch sort of here somewhere and wake up to that would be pretty darn spectacular. So yeah, if anybody's got any ideas on what you can pitch here just for some shelter, just for me and Jack in the winter time, I'd much appreciate. Right, so it's the morning after the night before, and we've just had breakfast and a wash, and I think someone has died in the toilet block, haven't they? Ghastly smell, wasn't there? Hey, ghastly. So we're going to make our way now to the car park at Sugarloaf Mountain. It's just gone 7:15, and the sun's just starting to come out. I froze last night in the tent. It was quite uncomfortable actually, so I'm feeling a bit cream crackered. But anyway, we've got about a 10-minute drive to the car park, so I'll catch up with you shortly. Right, we've just got to the base of
I'm going skiing.
Sugarloaf, going skiing, yeah, and just parked up. That's a view, I'm assuming, of the Brecon Beacons. Quite spectacular. I was going to have a stab at this, but decided against it. Right, there's the beginning. It is 10 to 8 in the morning, so let's make a start. Right, well there's our first glimpse at Sugarloaf Mountain. Frog in my throat this morning. Sheep everywhere. I think you would expect that here in Wales. God, it looks blooming high. Now, for those that looked at my last, well, me and Jack last climbing effort at Ben Nevis last year, on that video I vowed that I would never ever climb another mountain. So as I'm good to my word, here I am climbing this one. What I would say is already I can tell this is much kinder underfoot. How long that will last I do not know. Let me just spin the camera around. Much more comfortable under the feet, unlike Ben Nevis, which was all kind of loose blooming stones and rocks. It's a death trap. There we go.
People on top.
That's where we got to go.
People moving on top. Look, I can see people.
So let's crack on. Right, so we're 45 minutes into our ascent and I'm knackered already. We've recently just got to where the sort of first steep area starts, and then it looks like we've got a little bit more to go. To get steeper and steeper and steeper as we go, which means it's going to get harder and harder and harder. Not good, because I am knackered already. How are you feeling?
My legs are killing me.
His legs are killing him. How old are you?
10.
10. He's 10 and his legs are killing him. I'm 58 and, well, my legs are not killing me, it's me lungs, I think. Feet are okay, that's the main. How's your feet?
My feet are fine.
Yeah, the main thing, yes, I guess, is that both our feet are fine. But we'll get there. We don't get no massive blisters like last time. You know, we get to the top, no problem. But I got here nice and early because somebody said, you know, I've been told, well, really, by various people, if you don't get here early, you're not going to get a parking space. But there's actually 2 car parks here. One had 2 cars in and the other one had none. So we could have had a bit of a lay in this morning. So, alright, there you go. So we ain't in no rush really, we're going to make a day of it. And one of the trickiest parts of this walk is avoiding all the sheep poo, of which there is, well, it's quite a lot, isn't there?
Yeah.
Quite a lot of sheep poo, and some of it don't look very nice, does it? No, one looks like a mini swamp. So I want to avoid that. Yeah. Alright, anyway, we're going to have a banana or something and then crack on. Alright, well, we made it then. First time we've been to the top of a mountain.
Yeah.
What's it like?
It's not really that bad. It
Good
takes,
views.
but it's effort.
It's a lot of effort. What I found with this one is that once it starts getting steep, it is steep, you know, all the way to the top. So it's I think we've done it in, let me just check, 1 hour and 23, bearing in mind that we kind of was stopping and taking photographs and messing about. So
But on my phone it said it'll take about 2 to 5 hours.
it don't take that long.
Yeah, I know.
So you could probably do it, you know, like an hour, no problem. But I think it's easy to be fooled that it's a simple climb, because it isn't a simple climb. When I done Ben Nevis, it was like a lot of it was a gentle walk, you know, this gentle walk uphill. It wasn't, you know, real steep until, I mean, parts of it was, but majority of it was just a sort of long windy road, if you know what I mean. But this is, like I say, when you get to a certain point, it is uphill, and it don't stop until you get to the top. I mean, we've got perfect weather conditions today. There's very little wind even at the top here, and I think we're what, 600 meters or something, I don't know. So it's not overly high. I think it's just barely classed as, I think it might be under 600 meters. I think for a true mountain has to register above 600 meters. I think this is just below. But it's not an easy climb. It's a nice climb, a really nice climb. But I could imagine if the wind was blowing and it was winter time, it wouldn't be so easy. But nonetheless, it would be as enjoyable. And wow, what a view in all directions, incredible. Right, let's have something to eat and a cup of coffee and chill out for an hour. And whilst walking up and down this point of the mountain, I've noticed this area here would be lend itself quite nicely to wild camping. Actually, I think if you could get all your kit up here, which I'm not sure I could. I think Jack's probably a bit too young to start carting kit up, but if you could, it's more than doable. You know, just travel lightly, and it's nice and flat here really. Would make a nice wild camping spot. And then when you wake up in the morning, that's your view. And I wouldn't have thought many hotels would have a view like that. And for a bit of legwork, it would be free as well. Right, so we've both been fed and watered and chilled out for an hour, and we're going to make our way back down. You think it would be easier going down. I hate going down because on the way down from Ben Nevis and that, I kept falling over. I never fell over once on the way up. So it's can be quite slippery underfoot actually going downhill. But yeah, it's either that or I spend the rest of my life up here. So off we go. Right, so just made it back down safely. I didn't fall over at all, surprisingly. How many times did you fall over?
10.
10 times. Some massive clown feet. But anyway, it's made it down in one piece, other than the fact that my iWatch has stopped working. God knows what's wrong with that. So we're just chilling out for 10 minutes and then heading back to the campsite. One thing I would say is if you're coming to climb this mountain, there's single lane track from the main sort of Abergavenny road up to the car parks. There's 2 car parks. Parking is quite easy really, it's quite a lot of spaces, but there literally is very few places to pass traffic on that lane. It's an absolute nightmare, especially if you've got a van as well. Really is bad news. So that's really the worst part of it, is the track up to the car park. So it's something to be aware of. The earlier you come, the easier, or the more chance there'll be that you don't pass anybody like us this morning. But going back now, it could be an absolute ball ache. But hopefully, fingers crossed, no one will be coming in the opposite direction. But anyway, thanks for watching. We've really enjoyed it. If you've liked it, please like and subscribe. And until the next one, safe and happy mountain climbing.